We have to start on a foundation. In this first episode, we'll figure out how the Christian church became a $1 million music industry giant. Let's find out.
Take you inside a church unlike anything you've probably ever seen before.
Okay, so if we're going to figure out how the Christian church turned into a $1 million music industry, we have to start at the beginning with the largest and oldest Christian church in the world, the Roman Catholic Church. The Roman Catholic Church was one of the original denominations of Christianity. So the Catholic Church takes up about 50% of worldwide Christianity. Their services are what's called Mass. It's a much more memorized and structured service. What's interesting is there's a big emphasis on communion being a part of worship. Now, some might think this is strange, but they would come back and say, it's worship because worship is engaging with Jesus. So when you think about the divide between worship and performance in the church, the Catholic Church illustrates a very good example of non-performative worship. They are there to worship God, they're there to take their communion, and they know the steps that they need to take to worship. Okay, so clearly the Roman Catholic Church is not the church that turned Christianity into a music industry. But let's pause for a second. What do people on the street think about this new generation of worship music? Let's go find out.
I think the new generation is very important because it speaks to you folk.
You know, music's always been on the front everywhere. It's just now the way we deliver it's different.
I think it's cool. I really like the music that's been coming out.
I like the new generation, and I like the intermediate generation.
And no matter how way you're trying to go about that, you're still finding a relationship with Christ.
And I think the stuff now is good for like younger too.
You have to speak in their language where they can understand you.
And it's so easy to reach the masses.
You're gonna get it from your music, like I got it from my generation.
So people seem to really enjoy this new generation of worship music. But through all those interviews, they kept mentioning one thing: young people. And where are young people flocking to all of a sudden? Hey, check this out. This is where a lot of times the new generation of worship music can be traced to. Well, not this place specifically, but mega churches in general. When you think of worship music, a lot of times you'll think of Bethel, Elevation, Passion, Hillsong. All of those were originally just churches. Protestantism is the second largest denomination of Christianity. But unlike Catholicism, Protestantism is extremely divided. Wait, but let's look at this graph really quick. So what's interesting about this graph is that the megachurch is not actually a denomination. The megachurch movement can actually be traced back to the 1970s, when there was a growth in conservative Christian church attendance in highly populated cities.
Do you hear the Lord speaking to your hearts tonight? The Holy Spirit's moving all across this congregation, outside, inside, all around.
But right here we see a change, and the trajectory of the church going down the route that will eventually take it to becoming a major music industry. And as the number of attendees begins to grow into the thousands and tens of thousands, we see the church start to restructure to look more like a business.
Tonight, what makes Hillsong Church so popular and so controversial?
And as this restructuring happens, we see them acquire the power to make these swings into the industry. Hillsong Worship drops their first album in 1988. By 1996, they are signed to Integrity Music, a major music label. Elevation Worship gets signed to Essential Records in 2011. Passion Music gets bumped to Sparrow Records, who is owned by, you guessed it, Capitol Records, a major music label. Bethel Music becomes its own record label and publishing company in 2009. But remember, all of these artists were originally just church worship bands that were launched into stardom because of their affiliation with a rapidly growing megachurch. Now, the first question you may be asking, and the first question that a lot of people ask in this situation is mainstream worship music still worship? Is there a divide between performance and worship? Are we straying away from the original church? Or are we falling more in love with the creativity that God has intended us?
This is Hillsong, New York. Your granddaddy's church, it's not.
I don't have the answer. I don't think any one person does, because I think if one person does, that discredits all of the rest, and that's why I'm here. to give voice to the small, middle of nowhere church in Nebraska that has 20 people, and to also give voice to the large mega church that has tens of thousands of people in New York City. Give them both voice, because I believe the answers are more nuanced than anyone wants to truly admit. It is no surprise to me that right now there is a feeling of a generational change in the church. And if you're excited about that, and if you want to know these answers to these questions just like I do, well, you found the right place. We're going to continue this journey, and I don't know where it's going to lead, but I know we're going to continue following it wherever it goes. Thanks for watching.
Let you go.